New details tonight. We hear from the family of the local pilot killed in a plane crash this weekend in Butte County. Plus,
us being able to start these projects now means that we protect public health from the very beginning of that requirement.
what's worse, rising utility rates or a risk to your water supply? Local city leaders will soon decide. And happening now, crews are at the scene of a grain train derailment. What we've learned about the cleanup underway.
Covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
Both the Oroville and Chico City Councils will consider whether to send letters of support for Cal Water's PFAS cleanup plan to the California Public Utilities Commission. The goal is to remove PFAS, forever chemicals, from local drinking water. Action News Now reporter Emilio Del Carpio joins us live from Cal Water Chico's treatment plant. Emilio, this project could impact how much we pay for water.
Haley, that's right. Rates are expected to go up, but by how much and by when will ultimately rest on the CPUC's final decision. Cal Water, which service areas include both Oroville and Chico, has filed an application with the California Public Utilities Commission to move forward with its PFAS compliance program. PFAS are man-made compounds that linger in the environment and have been linked to cancer and other health concerns. The CPUC's Public Advocate's Office, the division focused on protecting customers and keeping rates in check, is recommending a pause on building the planned PFAS treatment systems in case more grant funding becomes available. Cal Water disagrees and is now asking City Council to back its plan so the projects can move forward now and not later.
We feel that we need to get these treatment systems installed as soon as possible. And that's essentially what we're requesting support from both Chico and Oroville. However, there's no guarantee that more grant funding will become available. We are currently pursuing all the available grant funding. We're currently seeking roughly $10 million that's available.
Markey says the worst case scenario for Chico, if no grants or funding comes through, would add about $4.23 to the average customer's monthly bill. Oroville Cal Water faces a similar situation. Their district manager says if the CPUC approves a plan, customers won't see rate hikes until grant funds are used and construction is complete. If the CPUC doesn't approve, rates will go up because Cal Water will not be able to spread costs over a longer period of time, and they will be rushing to buy materials all at once. But by exactly how much rates will go up if the CPUC doesn't approve the plan is still unknown. Cal Water is pushing to get these treatment systems online as quickly as possible. Part of the immediate action would be the continuing construction of giant vessels like these right here behind me. Those vessels act like 10-ton Brita filters. Water with PFAS comes in and it gets treated till it's safe enough to drink before it hits the tap. Live in Chico, Emilio Del Carpio, Action News Now.
Very interesting. Thanks, Emilio. The Oroville City Council will vote tonight whether to send the letter, and it's also on tonight's Chico City Council agenda to discuss whether or not to vote. We could see a vote there, too. New at 6, a stolen vehicle alert led deputies to make an arrest in southern Shasta County. Shasta County Sheriff's deputies say flock cameras detected that stolen vehicle yesterday near Balls Ferry Road and Panorama Point Road. Deputies and a California Highway Patrol aircraft tracked the car to Deschutes Road. Deputies arrested 51-year-old James Martinez and returned the vehicle to its owner. Now we have a live look over Butte County from the California Platte Mountain, showing cloudy skies and a setting sun. Chief Meteorologist Howie Gordon is tracking a warm Tuesday evening.
Yeah, not bad at all, Haley. Very comfortable out there today. This is what we have a little bit after 6 p.m. Still in the mid to upper 60s in the valley, so very comfy. Remember, I'll give you those high temperatures tonight, during the official ones during the 11. Here's what we have right now up in the higher elevations. Temperatures in the mid 50s. A light coat will definitely help you up there. Now, here's what we have for our, let's see, Simon says, does it want to go? Lock it up. Here we are. So our dew point temperatures, they're going to line up pretty good overnight. So what does that mean? Potential for fog. Winds, for the most part, on the light enough side. But as storms move into the area, it's going to be a timing thing to how much fog. But the dense fog, that's going to stay further south in the San Joaquin Valley, whereas we could have some areas of patchy fog. But storms are on the way, and we'll talk all about that, Haley, coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, thanks, Howie. New developments. A group has filed an emergency appeal to overturn a temporary restraining order preventing Shasta County from putting a new voting initiative on the ballot. We told you late last month when the judge granted the injunction stopping Shasta County from including a voter ID initiative, which would violate state law. The restraining order was granted due to a lawsuit filed against Shasta County supervisors and Registrar of Voters Clint Curtis. Shasta County supervisors previously voted 4-1 to not take a position on the lawsuit, so the county attorney didn't respond to the plaintiff's complaints during yesterday's hearing. New developments. A nonpartisan nonprofit is raising concern over Chico State University's recent move to ban spring rush for fraternities. The Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression sent a letter to University President Steve Perez saying the ban violates students' First Amendment rights while failing to boost campus safety. We told you last month when Chico State made the decision, citing multiple fraternity organizations being put on probation because of hazing. We reached out to the university today for comment, and we'll let you know what they have to say when they get back to us. A former City of Reading employee is suing the city and its police department for firing him after he was arrested. Action News Now reporter Tamaya Horvath shows us why he's now seeking $12 million in damages.
So he not only lost his job, but he lost any right to contest losing his job. And his career was basically ended.
Pitacom to Mani Vong worked for the city of Reading for years, operating heavy equipment. We reported back in August of 2022 when he was arrested on sexual assault charges involving a teenager and placed on administrative leave. However, in 2025, a Shasta County jury found him not guilty of all charges.
Mani Vong says while the criminal case is behind him, the damage to his reputation is not.
Late last year, Mani Vong filed a lawsuit in Shasta County Superior Court against the city of Reading and its police department, alleging defamation and wrongful termination.
So he was never given the benefit of the doubt. He was never given the benefit of our presumption of innocence.
The suit claims a Reading police press release used language that portrayed his client as guilty before trial.
The police should have just said what he was accused of, not that he was guilty of anything, and allowed the system to determine whether he was actually guilty or not.
I reached out to the Reading city manager, mayor, and police department to get the city's take on what happened and what comes next. I called and emailed, but at this time, no one has responded to my request to hear their side of the situation. But I'll keep working to get that response. Reporting in Reading, Tamaya Horvath, Action News Now.
The attorney says that the city has 30 days to respond to the lawsuit. His office is also working on submitting an amended complaint in addition to the suit. We have more details online. The city of Chico's cleared out homeless camps at City Plaza for now. You can see it all cleaned up here around noon today. City crews cleared away a large amount of tents yesterday, but there are still some across the street in front of the council chambers and municipal building. The plaza has been cleared several times since the Warren settlement was signed in 2022. The Oroville City Council will consider allowing high school students to paint 2 trains at Hewitt Park at tonight's council meeting. Action News Now reporter Bea Barbosa spoke with the city council member about this plan, and she joins us now live from the park. So Bea, the train I see behind you there, that wasn't initially part of the plans to repaint it when they made the big changes for the park.
Yes, Haley, I spoke with City Councilman Sean Weber, who represents the district that this park is in. He tells me that the project does not address painting these trains like the one you see behind me here, but he says he does not want a multi-million-dollar project that will redo the park to open without having these trains repainted. He says he doesn't want them to look rusty. Weber says that tonight the council will discuss his proposal to put a fresh coat of paint on the 2 trains to restore them. He says the idea came as a way to not only help beautify the park, but also bring high school students and members of the community together while doing it. Weber says he thought of involving students from both Oroville and Las Plumas high schools as a way to turn the event into a fundraiser for their safe grad nights. He says he has spoken with the committees that plan both events about the idea and that they hope to implement a fundraiser into the project.
I mean, these high schoolers working together, the community coming together, the city has a need, they have a need. It gives them a little bit of buy-in as, young people, like putting, a little ownership, if you will, like they go out and, help with a community project like this. And then for years to come, as they drive by, they can see, I helped paint that. And then the city, it's a win-win for everybody, right? The city benefits, everybody benefits.
Weber says the only concern he has heard come up is that the trains are currently covered in lead paint, posing a safety concern. He says Environmental Protection Agency standards when dealing with lead paint are to encapsulate it using specialized coatings that act as a barrier, so repainting the trains could still be done safely. So far, Weber says he has received donations of paint and primer, and a professional painter has expressed interest in helping as well. If the council moves forward with the proposal, the train would be painted in the same style that you see here, just with sharper lines on the numbers and letters on the train. And then, of course, that rust that you can see there on the train will be all covered up as well. Reporting live in Oroville, Bea Barbosa, Action News Now.
All right, thanks, Bea. If approved, Weber says he hopes the trains are painted before the park opens in April. A major decision could be made tonight that affects electric bills across Reading. The City Council is holding a public hearing right now on a multi-year rate plan for the city's electric utility. Action News Now reporter Jesse Angelo is there tonight.
The Reading City Council at their meeting tonight will be hearing a presentation from REU officials about their plan for a 4.5% rate increase over the next 4 years. If approved, that rate increase would start in April and run through 2029. REU officials say it is a necessary step in order for them to continue to afford increasing energy costs, as well as keeping the grid up and running and in good condition. There is a period of public comment that will take place before the vote, and I'll bring the results of the meeting tonight. In Reading, Jesse Angelo, Action News Now.
Well, that council meeting began at 6 p.m. at Reading City Hall, and public comment will be taken before any vote on the rate increase proposal. And again, Jesse will have the outcome tonight at 11. Well, we share more details about the life of a retired Butte County aircraft mechanic who was killed this weekend in a plane crash. And we'll show you how a track and release program in Shasta River is keeping an eye on steelhead.